Now, concentrate your attention on the battle for the lead. That was Jean Alesi, who's coming up behind the Tyrrell of Martin Brundle. Martin Brundle is in 8th place and has already been lapped. And you'll notice that Jean Alesi has passed Mika Häkkinen. Meantime, Michael Schumacher has got the gap down to under 8 seconds. And incidentally, it means that the Jordan team, who have only had... Alesi goes off! Alesi goes off, but rejoins. And that will have closed the gap between himself and Schumacher. You can see, there it is. And incidentally, I must get this out, Barrichello and Irvine in the Jordans are up to 4th and 5th ahead of Johnny Herbert, who is 6th, and are therefore both in the World Championship points. Replay.
Let's have a look. He's got Martin Brundle ahead of him. Alesi goes wide, misses the first apex on the lock. Watch it bounce up over this verge here. The back comes around, he catches the slide. The airfield bollard goes under the car. Let's look for any signs of any damage as he goes over the curb. I don't think there's going to be any. Well, there is going to be though, and thereby goes Mika Häkkinen. What there is going to be, though, is dirt on those tyres. That's going to take another half a lap to catch up. This has given Schumacher the psychological advantage. There's no doubt about that.
6 laps to go, including the one they're on. Michael Schumacher can scent victory, and a desperate Jean Alesi will be striving to keep the Benetton Renault, which is really flying behind him. And Martin Brundle and Mika Häkkinen could decide this race, because both Alesi and Schumacher, there they are, 1st and 2nd on lap 62 out of 67. They've got to get past. That's Alesi running off at the chicane again, and you can see that that gave Häkkinen the opportunity to repass him. And Alesi no longer had the possibility of having Häkkinen between himself and Schumacher. All he's got between himself and Schumacher now is a few yards of tarmac. And they're coming through to complete lap 62. So lap 63, 64, 65, 66 and 67 to go. And the race is well and truly on. Brundle there is 7th. Häkkinen is 8th. They're having a private race. Now, they won't want to slow down and let Alesi and Schumacher through, because Häkkinen is trying to take 7th place from Brundle, and Brundle is trying to stop him. So, 7th, 8th, 1st, 2nd, with a full lap between them. A full lap and more, actually, but on the track, it's a full lap here.
4 laps to go. Let's watch for some real racecraft from Michael Schumacher. His car is definitely faster, and he is faster than Jean Alesi at the moment, probably by a second or 2 seconds. But he's got to get by. He's got to get by cleanly. He needs those points too to stay ahead in the championship battle. He wants to win this German Grand Prix there in front of his home crowd. Well, the Grand Prix of Europe, but it is in Germany for the 2nd time this year, and he'll be desperately eager to do that. But he can't afford to come unstuck. He can't afford to finish this race if he really wants to try and wrap this championship up.
Well, look at the pressure on Jean Alesi, and you'll notice that neither of them are closing out much on Mika Häkkinen. We're with Schumacher. And they're coming up to the last corner of lap 63. Lap 64, 65, 66 and 67 to go. P2 goes out to Michael Schumacher. You are 7/10 of a second behind Alesi, but he certainly is not now. So there's Bader, Brundle, Häkkinen. 3 cars have got to be passed by Alesi and Schumacher. Brundle passes Bader, Häkkinen passes Bader. Don't forget they're fighting for 7th place, and Alesi dives through, and Schumacher dives through. Bader must have wondered what hit him. 4 cars go past. 1, 2, 3, 4, and Schumacher is going for it. And Alesi resists. V12 Ferrari, V10 Renault powered Benetton, and it is very even. Lap 64 with Schumacher. Alesi ahead. But ahead of Alesi is Häkkinen. Ahead of Häkkinen is Brundle still. Look how much they've all pulled away from Luca Bader, who, by the way, is in 11th place, now 3 laps behind. What a sensational finish to the Grand Prix of Europe. We're riding with the home boy, Michael Schumacher, world champion, leading the world championship. He won at Hockenheim, the German Grand Prix. This is the Nürburgring, Germany. And this is great motor racing at the front, the like of which we haven't seen for a long time. Michael Schumacher sees number 27 on the rear wing of Jean Alesi's Ferrari. What a famous number that is. And Brundle and Häkkinen are still ahead. Alesi, you see, has got to remember where Schumacher is when he plans how to get ahead of Häkkinen and Brundle, if indeed he can. This is lap 65. There's only 2 laps to go after this one. Alesi, Schumacher, Coulthard third, Barrichello fourth, Hill is out, Irvine is fifth, Herbert is sixth, and Schumacher has a look. Now, can he get through on the inside? Alesi resists him, he's coming up to a left-hand bend, so he's got the inside line. What a struggle. Brundle goes past Diniz, or tries to, and still Alesi has got this problem, and off goes Häkkinen, and off goes the 40 in front of him.
Well, I've heard of moving out of the way for the leaders, but that was pretty ridiculous.
And again, now we're with Michael Schumacher. This is lap 65. 2 laps to go at the end of this one. And Schumacher... Yes! Michael Schumacher takes the lead in the Grand Prix of Europe, and the Benetton team go berserk with delight. Now I think he will pull away from Jean Alesi, who will feel deflated, bitterly disappointed and enormously impressed. The psychological pressure, I think, will get to the Ferrari driver. Indeed, it has done so already. And Michael Schumacher has got this lap and the next one to go between himself and the checkered flag for a glorious 7th win this year.
What a brilliant outbraking manoeuvre by Michael Schumacher around the outside of Jean Alesi. Both those cars teetering on the absolute limit as they brake from 185 miles an hour right down to 50 miles an hour for that chicane. But great credit to both drivers. Let's have another look. Alesi doing everything he possibly can right up the inside. He's not going to give that place up, but it's good, fantastic, in fact, clean racing. Those cars are within inches of each other at that sort of speed. Absolutely fantastic. What a marvellous way to end this Grand Prix of Europe here.
And Michael Schumacher exits the last corner of the Nürburgring to win gloriously the Grand Prix of Europe and virtually make certain the 1995 World Championship, with Jean Alesi in second place, just 2.7 seconds behind him. David Coulthard should finish in third position, some 35 seconds behind Schumacher, the only other driver to go the whole race distance of 67 laps. Rubens Barrichello is going to be in fourth position with Johnny Herbert fifth, so Benetton will have increased their lead in the Constructors' Championship as David Coulthard there finishes in third place, because both the Benettons are in the top 6. 10, 10, 10 glorious points for Michael Schumacher and 2 points for Johnny Herbert, 12 points in all, and Benetton were 20 points ahead of Williams in the Constructors' Championship when this race began, and David Coulthard just gets 4 points for finishing in third position.